What's going on, everybody? Rob here, aka Trev2323. So it is time for my morning coffee here. I'm at the Keurig right now. Now I had it for 3 days on already. So I'm going to show you how much power it's using right now and if it's efficient for you to have a Keurig if you're a little coffee drinker like me. Okay, so let me get my coffee cup over here. Okay, so the Keurig, everybody knows, uses the most power when you turn it on. Turn it on the Keurig. Let's get this lit up. Right now, no, that's the high it's using. Let me see. Oh, there it is right there. Hold on. Let me get there. Let me get there. Let me get there. Right now, it's using 1,357 watts. Okay. So I use it, well, for 7 hours I've used it so far. 7 hours, but that was for 3 days. Because you know you normally leave your Keurig on. You know, when you turn it on, you leave your Keurig on just in case you want to come back for some coffee. And sometimes I do come back for 2 or 3 coffee, but I just use the same coffee little thingy that it leaves in there and just keep opening and closing it. But you see right now it's using 1,356 watts for the warm-up. Okay, that's just for the warm-up for 3 minutes. Every 3 minutes if you're gonna have another cup of coffee. Now here's what I found out with the Keurig. If you're gonna have just 1 cup of coffee, if you know you just have 1 cup of coffee, when it shuts off, when it finishes, just power it off. Like it's filling up right now. Because after you have your 1 cup of coffee, it's using 1,300 watts right now, 1,360. In 7 hours, it costed 5 minutes, 5 cents. 5 cents for 7 hours of running this thing. And I'm gonna explain why in a bit. Let me just get this to fill up. Okay, so it's filling up right now. I know it sounds bad, I gotta descale it, but I'm probably gonna stop using it to tell you the truth. There it goes. And just to pump the water out, that's just to pump the water out. Here we are pumping the water out. It already heated up. Still, 365, 400 watts to keep that heat element heating it up. Okay, so it's finishing with the cup of coffee. It's done. I shut it off now. Okay, so I shut off the Keurig now. You see I shut it off right after. If you're gonna just have 1 cup, I shut it off. So it went down to 5 watts right now. Okay, but now watch, if you leave it on automatically and you know you're gonna have another cup, what's it gonna do next? Press the wrong button, press the wrong button, press the wrong button, press the wrong button. Okay, so now you see, if you just leave it on, and don't stop it, it automatically goes back up to 1,300 watts. It automatically goes back to 1,300 watts. So I restarted it so you can see what happens. Because you hear after it pours your cup, it wants to get another cup ready. So when it tries to get the other cup ready, it automatically heats itself up again at 1,300 watts, almost 1,400 watts. Now also, if you leave it on for 2 or 3 hours, like I just leave the Keurig on when I'm making my coffee, I leave it on for apparently 2 hours a day when I'm getting ready to have my coffee. So after this fills up, then we'll go over all the wattage. I'll just throw this cup of coffee in there. So if you're just having 1 cup, it just makes sense just shut it off after that 1 cup. But if you're gonna have more cups, people normally go ahead and leave it on, and it automatically goes back up to the 1,300 or 1,400 watts. Watch, it's going in right now again. I'm leaving it on. That's the pump to pump the water right now, and it's already heating up. It's already heating up. And if you're not gonna have a second cup of coffee, that's what you're wasting right there, all that wattage while it heats up. All right, so now I've used this for 7 hours and 6 minutes, and believe it or not, this thing costs more than my fish tanks if you use it, I venture to say, every day and just leave it on. So this right here, after it heats it up and it uses the 1,300 or whatever watts, the most watts it used was 1,401 watts. See, it heated it up. Now it's going back down. Okay, now here's the killer on this. Here's the killer. If you leave it for 2 or 3 hours to keep your water warm, it goes up to 300 to 500 watts intermittently to keep your water warm, just in case you're going to have another cup of coffee. You're using 300 to 500 watts just with the Keurig. Now let me show you this, the function. So I used it for 7 hours and 7 minutes total. On idle time, it's using 3.9 watts. It costs 5 cents for the 7 hours and 7 minutes. The total kilowatt hours was 0.68 kilowatt hours it used. 0.68, and I'm on my, I'd venture to say my 4th day right now of using it. Okay, it's average 120 volts. I don't know what the power factor is, but it uses 0.6 amps. The low wattage was 1.2, but look at it, the high wattage was 1404. And it used 5 cents in 7 hours. My Alexa, what's 24 divided by 7?
24 divided by 7 is 3.4286.
3.4286. So 24 goes to 7 3.4 times, so 3.5. Alexa, what's 5 cents times 4?
5 United States pennies times 4 is 20 United States pennies.
20 cents. Alexa, what's 20 cents times 30 days?
20 cents times 30 days is 600 day cents. Did that answer your question?
Sure didn't. What's $6? Okay.
Thanks for your feedback.
Okay, $6. My wife's cracking up over there at me. So this right here for my cups of coffee is as much as I use it, this is just with me on a non-everyday use. So I've had it for in like probably 2 weeks. I used it 4 times. And it would cost me $6 a month to use this 4 times. And when you leave it idle, it still uses tons of power because it uses 300 to 500 watts intermittently just to keep the water in here warm. And if you use it for 1 cup of coffee, it's using 1300 watts to just fill up the next cup that you're not even gonna drink anyways. So as a little as a coffee drinker as I am with this right here in Chicago, we use, it's 0.8 cent or 8 cents per kilowatt hour in Chicago. So with if I put the stove on and I heat up a old coffee pot, or not even a coffee pot, if I heat up a tea kettle or a hot water kettle, if I just heat one of those up on the stove, it will be more cost efficient because natural gas is cheaper than electricity here. I don't know how much it is by you, and they sell filters that you can put on your cup, and you just put they're metal filters just like this. Look at, I got my Keurig right here. They're just like this, but they're shaped like let's see in the sun. They're just like this. This is a refillable Keurig filter. They're just like that, but they're shaped in a cone that sits over your cup right here. It's shaped in a cone, and then you just pour your hot water through there. So that's the same thing that this does. You just pour your hot water through it, and it's the exact same thing that does right there. So for me, I am getting rid of my Keurig. This right here, my wife will be so happy because we had 2 Keurigs on our coffee on our counter. So I am getting rid of this Keurig, and I'm just gonna get a little hot water kettle and the thing for the top of my coffee cup, and I'm just gonna use that because I may have 1 to 3 cups, but once you heat up your hot water, it's gonna be hot for 2 or 3 hours, so you still got time. Heck, I put ice in this. Over there, it's gonna be hot for 2 or 3 hours. I may not have to put ice in. All right, either way, that's how much it costs to use a Keurig. For 7 hours, it cost me over 5 cents, but multiplied over, and I only used it about 7 hours in 2 weeks. So if you use it on a daily basis, it's gonna be more than $6 a month in electricity. My 4 times I used it, it'll be $6 a month in electricity just for my coffee for 4 times in 2 weeks. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.